Patsy Giddings is our guest today. Hi, Patsy.
Hi.
You've been in Campbell County about all day. How's it gone so far?
Oh, it's been going great. Just have thoroughly enjoyed the luncheon that I was able to go to and speak at, and everyone was so nice and kind, and just have thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well, you're here talking about your new book, also to help the folks at CASA today, and then again tonight with an event. Take us through, I guess, getting to this book, Sandy's Miracle. How did all this come about?
Well, it came about because I will say I am a survivor of severe child abuse. And when I was young, I was abused before I was taken from my biological parents. And not by them, but by other people. And then I was placed in foster care and was abused in foster care as well. And then later was adopted, and I was also abused after I was adopted. And so because of going through that as a child, it made me want to do whatever I could to help other abused children as well.
So that's, I guess, the fuel for Sandy's Miracle, your new book.
Yes, it is. I then went on to, after I became an adult, my husband and we fostered children. And then after that, we went on to become what we are right now, CASA volunteers, court-appointed special advocates for abused children. And we both thoroughly enjoy what we're doing. And then I too now also am an advocate for abused children, and I will say a very passionate advocate. And so I go and give lectures, and anyway, there was a wonderful director from Campbell County out of CASA, the program, that heard my story, and his name is David Ayers, and he approached me one day at this lecture I was giving, and told me I needed to write a book. And so it just kind of went from there.
Well,
actually.
Well, it's only fitting that you come back to Campbell County to
absolutely, absolutely,
good.
Because besides, of course, God, David, God and David, I have to give all the credit to for my book.
Well, now, from when you became an adult into writing the book, kind of how did you make the transition? How did you bring yourself around after all this?
Well, I'll tell you, it took a lot, actually, because before even after I was adopted and then started going through a lot of problems there, abuse, I was still a teenager, and I did start getting resentful, and had an attitude problem, which by rights I guess I should have, from everything I had gone through. And then after I became an adult, I did seek out therapy. And so I went to several years of therapy. And then, of course, probably the most important thing that helped me was my relationship with God. That was probably the most important thing. People, I think when you go through things like that, in order to be able to pick up the pieces and go on with your life, you first, David and I have talked about it, David Ayers and I, there's two things that you have to do. You have to come to acceptance of things that you've lived through in your life, and then you also have to come to forgiveness. And I guess that's what I've done. It took me a while, but I did.
Well, you appear to be such a very happy, easygoing person.
I am. God has truly blessed me. Truly blessed me. I should have, by all rights, died in foster care. The abuse was that severe. I should have died there, and God protected me. And then, of course, as an adult, I've have faced death actually 3 times. Once was a couple of years ago. I had a collapsed lung and was supposed to live through the night, and God protected me that night. And then I've had 2 strokes since then as well. and I am still breathing and walking, and that in itself is something to be extremely happy about. So God has truly blessed my life.
We're visiting with Patsy Giddings, author of Sandy's Miracle. Patsy, for those listening or watching or both, give us just a thumbnail idea of what your book, obviously we have a pretty good idea what it's about, but maybe some of the highlights of your book through from start to finish. Could you do that kind of in a thumbnail?
Okay, well, yeah, Sandy, as I said, she lived at home with her parents, and due to their neglect, the father, Sandy's father, went into a mental institution, and the mother got a boyfriend. The boyfriend was extremely abusive, beatings, severe beatings, sexual abuse to the girls. And then also, then after that, she was taken and put in foster care, and then the couple of the homes were really good homes, but then she was in 4 homes, and then the third home she was severely abused, verbally, physically. She was beaten really bad, and then sexually abused as well. She was forced to eat her own vomit. So that was pretty horrific. God certainly saved her life in that home. And then it went from that to then she was adopted. And for a couple of years, things went pretty good. And then the abuse started there as well by the adopted father and adopted brother. It was sexual abuse. So anyway, then she, left home at an early age due to the abuse, and got married.
So this story does have a happy ending, is that right?
Absolutely. It absolutely has a very happy ending. I am extremely happy today. God has truly, truly blessed me. I have 6 children now. 5, and then my foster daughter is with me today, and we're going to be adopting her, so that will give us 6 children. And then also we have 15 grandchildren, and I mean, you just really couldn't ask for anything more than that. And then of course I love doing what I do, helping other children, abused children. So I have a wonderful life now.
Now, what is your message to, say, a young person that may be experiencing similar experiences as you did? What's your message to those folks today?
My message, and really, and also the reason for the book, is to let other abused children, even adults, know that there is life after abuse. There is. You just have to have the want, and the determination to say, hey, I'm not going to let this get the best of me. I am going to pick up these pieces, and I am going to go on with my life. And because it can happen. That's why I say I'm not a victim. I am a survivor of child abuse, and that's the whole purpose of writing that book. So others that have been out there that have been abused, they can see that, hey, they're not alone. This does happen to others. And, and also there is hope. You can pick up the pieces and go on with your life.
Patsy Giddings, her book is Sandy's Miracle. Patsy, how do we get this book? How do we get a copy of this?
Well, you can order it through Amazon.com, also Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, Hastings, any of the retail stores you can order it from. And actually even buy it from me personally.
Very good.
Uh-huh.
Patsy, as we close, what's that one thought or one suggestion or one bit of advice you want to pass along to folks out there?
Just my suggestion is I would like to say that child abuse is an epidemic. It's an epidemic globally. It's a crisis. Our children need to be protected. It is our obligation. It's our responsibility. And each one of us needs to do our part to step up and protect these kids. They are our future. and it's our job to protect them. And if anyone even suspects child abuse, please report it. It's the law. That's what I'd like to say.
Patsy, thank you. We wish you well.
Thank you, and thank you for having me. Thank you so much.